Welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I am grateful for each and every one of you guys, all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube journey. All right. So, give me a fonzie when you come into this live stream, or if you're watching it afterwards, you can give me fonzie by either double tapping the screen or just simply hitting a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this general reading resonates with you. And if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you know when I go live and when I post videos. This video is for the star sign of Sagittarius. In this series of readings, we are tapping into your node journey, which is your spiritual journey. I just seen 111, so you could be seeing 111 Sagittarius. So if you are a sun Sagittarius, this thing's really freaking smoking over here. If you are a sun Sagittarius and you do not know what sign is in your north node, go check your natal chart. You need your birthday, time you were born, the place you were born. That'll give you a better idea of what video to watch if you do not resonate with this one. I just seen 143, 144. 143 is I love you. 144 is a calling. So for some of you, you have a spirit guide out there who is sending you a lot of signs and synchronicities, letting you know, and I feel it's a female because it's the first thing I thought of, who was you were close to when they were alive, that is sending you 143, which means I love you. They could be trying to get your attention. 111, 144, 1111. If you're seeing these synchronicities, then this is your message, or these are synchronicities that will help guide you on your north node. So this reading is about your angels. I forgot to set up my angels. The angels who are what they want you to know, and what chakra you need to work on for your transformation. These are chakra messages. So I do have Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron coming through. I invite you, both you archangels, into my space. I have them on each side. Archangel Metatron is the one that helps work with the chakras. Archangel Michael is the divine protector. All right. So that's an opening message. All right. So the fact that I had them hidden and I just now brought them out, I feel like they're telling you don't hide your still small self, right? For some of you, you may have some sort of shadow that you need to face. All right, Sagittarius. So we're going to open up with an ancestor message for this video. Ancestor message. Ancestors, what would you like to communicate to Sagittarius Collective? So change is definitely in the air. All right, so with that spirit message that come through with the I love you, I feel like you could have shared some sort of maybe carousel or merry-go-round, or both like horses or unicorns, knickknacks, something along them lines. I feel like this is something that maybe you share together. There's a lot of pink on this card, so it does talk about compassion, love, empathy. So I do feel you're best to embrace your shadow side. This card talks about being in that extreme. Either you're extremely over emotional or you're extremely barren when it comes to emotions. Like you're either lacking it or you're over emotional. And this needs to change. You need to balance something out here. All right. So I feel like that's an opening message. And I feel like that is from that spirit that I was picking up for you. Oh, yeah. So this talks about the power of God, or whoever you call God, source, guardian angels, whoever. All right. So this is beautiful. We have power coming through here. So your ancestors are telling you you are very powerful, Sagittarius. So the fist of God thrusting upwards towards the heavens, the stark, ragged mountain hold firm as thunderbolts crash down on all sides. The sound is deafening as it echoes from mountain peak to mountain peak. Mountains represent strength and permanence, as well as being a potent symbol for attaining spiritual heights. They extend into the sky towards the heavens. Thunder and lightning traditionally represent surging power, enlightenment, and revelations of divine matter. Now, I've seen 4 4 when I first opened up the message. So, you're definitely getting the divine is revealing something to you. You're getting something comes to your calling. 143, I love you. What could be one thing that divine is telling you, revealing to you that you are loved. This could be somebody who is on the other side revealing this to you as well. But you're being called to something. Thunder ignites our deeper self and activates our primal and deep emotion. Together, the mountain and thunder symbolize immense power, vitality, and strength. So, your ancestors want you to know, Sagittarius, this is your time. This is a time to claim your power and step into your potential. This doesn't necessarily mean that you will be without fear. You might feel uncertain, but do it anyways. Be courageous. Let the world hear your voice. Take a stand. Up for yourself and for others. Share your passion. Teach from the heart. Write, and your words will have great meaning. Hold your body as you are incredibly valiant, noble, and brave. After all, Sagittarius, you are. All right. So I'm going to take the bottom card with change, because I feel like is that spirit, female spirit energy that I was pulling through here earlier with the I love you. So I do feel change is in the air, but you need to see something, I feel, from a higher perspective. Um, it is a number 9 and a number 10. So nines represent being in that hermit mode, learning hard lessons. Your this is talks about that wise old soul who's been walking in a period of darkness, right? And getting a lot of revelations in that period of darkness, like a lot of things, a lot of aha moments, a lot of light being shed on maybe something, maybe how powerful you are, or the fact of something that needs to change within you with when it comes to your emotions. For some of you, I feel like you need to take the time to recharge yourself. I feel, because we do have the sun on there. The sun talks about being charged. It talks about success. It talks about enlightenment. It talks about, your masculine side as well. All right, dancing clouds. Throughout time, people have looked to the heavens for signs. In the ever changing movement of the clouds, they have seen shapes and forms that seem to be direct messages from the Creator. I'm telling you, you are seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities. 111, 144, 143. You could even be seeing cloud shapes. I actually look into the clouds because I see things all the time. It helps your imagination to expand. It helps your third eye to expand, because it's like a childlike essence. When you lay down on your back and you look up at the sky and you just let your thoughts to roam free, and then you start seeing these shapes. You may see a star, you may see a horse, you may see a butterfly, you may see your favorite animal. You just never know, right? It's like opening up to that childlike essence is something that I'm feeling here. Clouds are shapeshifters. Their essence is the same, but they can change from mist to rain, to ice to snow, to water. The transient nature of clouds lends the understanding that life is transitory and ever changing. Your ancestors want you to know it's okay to change your mind. It's all right to change directions. You do not need to be consistent. This is the time to put the needs and expectations of others aside and listen to the beat of your own drum. You don't need to follow tradition. Create your own tradition. You are free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Be daring, go beyond predictable behavior. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it's to continue to be done that way. You can't control the exact circumstances of your life, but you can control what meaning you give to them. Select meanings that empower you, for this is the time to be carefree, wild, and unpredictable. It's Sagittarius, you are. You are you are the free spirited individuals. You are the one who You don't like to be wrangled down. You like to be tied down to particular situations. You don't like to have a form of control over your life, right? Give me some Fonzie's viewers. So I feel like for some of you, you may be facing some sort of shadow when it comes to freeing yourself or being that free spirit to allow change to happen. All right. So going back to this card, right? This talks about them lands. It's either floodwaters or it's barren, it's dry. So this is that fluctuation this spirit is talking about when on an emotional level. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what chakra wants to for Sagittarius. If you're resonating with this message, could you please give me a Fonzie? It'd be greatly appreciative. And if you're a hater, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Alrighty. So what chakra wants to come through for Sagittarius? Well, a whole bunch of them. So we'll put these back in the deck. We got two of them that fell. So this one fell in reverse. They both fell in reverse. So somebody is unwilling to release something in their heart space. So the changes can happen. Oh, somebody could be getting exposed. Their evil eye could be getting exposed here because see the eye. See, it looks like somebody is in that eye. They're curled up in a fetal position. So the evil eye could be getting exposed here. Somebody who's watching you. Somebody who has maybe been watching you birth, because like I said, this looks like a fetal position. This also could be somebody who, with these two cards in reverse, somebody who has been causing somebody a lot of pain and suffering here. For some of you. Yeah. Something needs to be healed. Somebody also could be watching somebody being healed, right? Being in that cocoon, healing a lot of inner child wounds. And the reason why I say that is because the next card we have Leo the Lion. Leo the Lion talks about your childlike innocence. That's what I see. So somebody could be working, somebody could be still in that cocoon on inner child wounds. Revealing their shadow side of that wound, right? Like I said, maybe getting some sort of a message from the divine saying we love you, or from a passive loved one who has created them wounds, saying I love you. All right. So sacred reverence number 47. There's that 11, and then willing to release a number 13. So 4, which is an 8, and a 7 and a 9, which is a 16, which is a 7. So 87 or 78 could be significant, or the number 15, which boils down to a 6, could be significant. All right. So Sagittarius 47. I hear you, Garfield. Which is a crown chakra card. Spirituality, ego transcendence, liberation, God consciousness, understanding, wisdom. And that's what this card talks about, God consciousness. So with this card coming in reverse, somebody could be feeling as though they are God and they can walk on water. And this could be getting exposed. Like I said, somebody maybe casting the evil eye, watch somebody's every move, causing them a lot of pain and suffering, right? For some of you, that's just a message for somebody out there. It doesn't mean it's for everybody. So offer the truth that spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence, joyful living, exploring possibilities and curiosity, spiritual passion, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. Looking at the world, do you see all of life or only a limited part? Look, what do you see? What do you see? What is being revealed to you in your outer world that you see? When you look at a blade of grass, do you see just a plant? When you encounter a puppy, do you see just an animal? While this categorizing is one way of viewing the world, it's only a fraction of the truth. It isn't enough. Look closer and you'll observe the luminosity emanate in these living sentient beings. If you allow yourself to take in all of the world, including its spirit, you'll see the whole. Now remember, this card come in reverse. So for some of you, and this is only a specific message, somebody could have um, did something to an animal to do that eye, to evil eye somebody. You can see this person is holding a key to a heart. So somebody could be heartless because it did come in reverse now. I mean, this is just a specific message. It's not for everybody. This could just be a message for a Sagittarius out there to um, explore possibilities, explore every possibility, because we are getting an aha moment here, right? Reverence is an act of deep witnessing, respect, and awe. So somebody could be getting a revelation, like a strike down from the divine to in respect to a situation, to be taught respect. Because remember, this card come out in reverse. So somebody could be getting a divine smackdown. And it could be teaching somebody how to respect nature, animals, other people. Because if you look at this card, remember, she's in the fetal position, or he is. When you're in a fetal position, what do you do? You're curling up. Why? Because you're either in a lot of pain, you're crying, you could have some sort of an inner child wound, something along them lines. You experience it when you perceive every being and everything, every plant, rock, and tree as sacred and alive. You naturally lean into a state of bliss and harmony and a profound sense of well being. Whatever your dilemma or question, try to reframe your perspective to acknowledge the spiritual. If everything has value, including your most frustrating challenges, you would still ask your question from the same place. Can regard the other as sacred, thereby erasing the separation between you. Embracing the perfection of how you come together is real magic. Something about magic. And you are tapped into this unity right now. No matter who or what is in front of you, see that person or thing as luminous and your interaction as holy. Then you will know what to do for the highest good of all. So somebody thought that they were holier than thou. They thought that they were even bigger than God. Somebody did not respect nature here. That's a specific message. It could have been somebody around you, Sagittarius, and this is coming out, or this literally could have been another Sagittarius. Again, take the messages as they resonate. So you have two crown chakras coming through here. Okay. So something about the headspace. Yielding to the divine plan, releasing attachment to form, especially if something isn't what you expect or wanted, leaving room for serendipity. Some days you have to let go of your struggle to find an answer and focus on other things for a while. This doesn't mean giving up altogether or losing anything. Remember that our co creative partnership with the divine give and take is necessary. You do your part by setting your intention and taking any necessary actions, but you must then surrender the form and coming of the how to your higher power. There's a divine plan for each of us. When acting on this faith, you may find that your intense desire for something translates into a feeling of attachment entitlement. So somebody could be feeling entitled. Like I said, somebody has a God complex that's around you. Um, or this is somebody in another side that's around you. Right now, you can immerse yourself in this experience and allow the divine plan to unfold as it will on your behalf. Remember, we are also talking about the North Node. So, the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, would be Christ consciousness, part of the North Node energy. So allow the divine plan to unfold as it will on your behalf with interference. Can you be open to receiving what is yours, even if it's not packaged in the form you thought you wanted? Perhaps if you look deeper, you will see that you received the perfect vibrational match for your most authentic wants and needs. You have put in the work, defined your desires, and felt them deeply, and engaged your higher power. Now you must let go and see what transpires. This isn't always easy. Impatience erodes the foundations of your trust in the divine. Surrender truly will serve your highest good. Knowing the truth in your heart can that be so really difficult? Now remember, these cards were in reverse. The book doesn't read reverse. So somebody could be unwilling to release something. Somebody here may have, like I said, a God complex and be unwilling to change their mindset, which is limiting them. And you may have the divine striking down on somebody because they think that they're better than the source. They think they're above the divine. They think that, they can do what they want to do without consequences. All right. Be unwilling to change, be unwilling to release something. They feel like with the key here, right? They feel like they are locked into a higher power, feeling as though they're better than somebody else. For others of you, you take the messages as I just read them. This is somebody that the key to your wishes and your desires coming through is to unlock that limited belief system and allow the outcome to come through, the change to come through for your highest good. Because I feel like of you out there definitely is the divine saying, I love you, right? Did you ever pick these things out of the yard and then just blow them and make a wish? And the next day you have a whole yard full of dandelions, right? So that's like dandelion seed, right? You make that wish, you blow them seeds everywhere, and then you allow Mother Nature to plant them, and then they pop up. Trust me, if the lawn wasn't mowed here, I would have a whole yard of dandelions, and that is no lie. Because of my granddaughter, we would go out and pick them and blow them. It was something I like to do with her. All right, so definitely about unlocking that limited mindset and trusting the divine to bring you in whatever it is that you're wishing for. Okay, that's from Bob and Sages. All right. All right, so let's get some wisdom on the sacred reverence for Sagittarius. Some wisdom on the sacred reverence. Yeah, abundance. So we have sacral or solar plexus coming through here. So you may have somebody around you who's really stressed out, maybe drinking a lot. Their pot of gold is um, this is how you're perceiving something. So look at the key on here. So the key to unlocking that treasure look how he's got his hand on his head, right? Your role of how you manifest, the power of intention that you put out there in your thought process. Um, so this I'll read it here in a second. All right, so yeah, joy. So you're seeing something, you're perceiving your outer world, willing to release isolation. So we got throat chakra, victim. So this goes back to that message of somebody. The acorn is planted, right? The acorn gets planted, and what grows out of that acorn is an oak tree. So we do have two heart cards, and then we had the heart underneath here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and read abundance for the sacred reverence card. So abundance. Gold represents the power of the mind to choose, right? The sacred reverence. 11, the power of the mind to choose. Choose to unlock that unlimited abundance. Somebody could be going through an ego death here. One choice may be wise, the other foolish. Choosing well may involve temporary sacrifice in order to gain your desires. Remember that you can always make a new choice. So, for the original message about somebody maybe sacrificing an animal to cast the evil eye who has a God complex, you may be getting a strike down from the divine to show you who truly is God. For others of you, for my Habab inside, talking about you have the power to choose um, to unlock your power source, unlock that solar plexus chakra. You have one choice may be wise, the other may be foolish, right? See, you have this male side over here. What happened is a coin fell down through, right? And he's like, "Oh my God, I don't know how to get that coin, right? I'm so stressed out. I'm broke. I don't, it talks about the role that your mind plays in your perception, right? And then you have this little girl over here. He says, "Oh, there's a coin on there. So I'm going to get me a string and a piece of bubble gum, right? I'm going to chew that bubble gum, stick it under that string. And I'm going to slowly put that string down there. And I'm going to grab that coin and I'm going to put it in my treasure here. And I'm going to save coin that I got, right? I'm going to save everything that I got." This talks about saving her money to buy that house or to buy that dream, to achieve that dream, that goal, that wish, that desire, right? She's in purple. So it talks about seeing something, seeing through sort of an illusion of the ego, right? Of not being able to break out of that limited mindset, right? He's got his hands on his head. So being like trying to protect that crown chakra, he's drinking. All right. So, yeah, isolation, which is a throat chakra card. Childlike playfulness is hidden under sapphire, serious, elegant exterior. What did I say about that child? Childlike. This card denotes wealth and an ability to do anything well. Trust and loyalty are hated. Sapphire also has a great capacity for healing. So, this definitely talks about healing and changing something in that crown chakra. You have to be willing to release the outcome. And remember I said about the childlike energy, that innocence, taking that dandelion and making a wish and blowing those seeds everywhere. And I want them seeds. It's like that innocent of that childhood. Like I said about laying on the ground, looking up at the clouds, right? That childlike innocence coming through here. So for some of you, you may wish granted from when you were a child, maybe something that you totally and completely forgot about. Okay. They want you to know, right, that everything that you have been through, right, is protected. For one, you are protected because the oak tree represents protection. So this definitely talks about a seed that was planted. You could have a seed that was planted playing a victim. See the heart space? And the key is to unlock that victim mentality, because that ego is actually what's tricking you, and it's actually what's blocking you from manifesting something. See how he's got that acorn? So you may have somebody watching and waiting to come in and steal that seed that you planted, wanting to take something that you've been wishing for. That specific message, that is not for everybody. Please do not take that message if it does not belong to you. All right. So yeah, that could be why they did an eye. They've been watching you. They've been evil eyeing you. They've been watching you and waiting, right? See that childlike innocence in that childlike pose in that eye. So somebody could be getting exposed for having a God complex, thinking that they're above the law, thinking that they're above the divine. And the divine may be coming in and proving a point to somebody. So abundance, clarify abundance and sacred reverence, solar plexus and crown chakra, 8 of coins. So the 8 of coins in reverse talks about, maybe their plan did not work, because I'm seeing they're showing me the 7 of coins here. So some sort of a plan is not going to work. For some of you, for others of you, this talks about continuing to work on things. There's still a lot of work to do. And I feel like that's what the divine is coming in and telling you. There's still a lot of work to do. Right? The seed has been planted, but you've got to give it time to pop up out of the ground. Yeah, it could have something to do with how you make your money. It also could talk about where you put your time, your energy, and your focus, because the solar plexus chakra talks about determination. It talks about strength. It talks about courage, right? So it talks about, having determination to keep working, right? Keep working on that project. Keep working on saving that money. Working on building and building and building, and you will achieve your goals, for those of you out there. But there is somebody around you who is stressed out, because they're going to have to watch you achieve your goals. This is somebody who you feel isolated, trying to make you feel all alone, right? See? Trying to trick you, trying to trick your heart, by maybe isolation, maybe blocking you from receiving something. But whoever was trying to plan this, that had the God complex, the plan is not going to work. It's going to be a dud, because the divine is stepping in and they're going to deliver it, but it's all according to the divine plan. So until then, keep working, keep saving. Be aware of your money, what you spend. Don't overspend, don't waste your money, right? 6 of Swords. So somebody definitely, oh, look this, and then the 7 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords in reverse talks about staying in that wetlands, right? Staying in that wetlands. The wetlands of the choppy emotions, being flooded with emotions, being flooded with this energy of, I'm never going to receive it, or when is my divine timing? Those are all negative vibrational energies. So what I feel is to be revealed, right, is who was behind this plan. The 7 of Swords talks about somebody who's sneaky, shady. A lot of swords energy here. A lot of air coming through here. Being sneaky, shady, watching you with the crown chakra, right? Look, the moon. Doing then every moon cycle. Casting illusions. High nurturing intentions. Could be 3 people. Isolation and willing to release. Yeah, 2 of Cups. So the 2 of Cups in the upright position does talk about love. It talks about lovers, but it is a sacral chakra. It talks about coming into that divine union, right? Divine union. It could also be talking about you being the parent's child. It could also talk about 2 people coming together to eyeball somebody, evil eyeball somebody, trying to trick them out of their wish. Watching, waiting. All right, let me just clarify the 8 of Coins in reverse with the acceptance or abundance. 8 of Coins in reverse with abundance. Yep, somebody's going to be shocked. Somebody is going to have a shocking revelation. See that, right? Because I feel the divine is definitely about to rock somebody's world here. A tower is coming. Somebody could be somebody could be getting knocked off their pedestal, is what I feel. And yeah, somebody could be getting knocked on their pedestal. Somebody's judgment could be being revealed as well. But I do feel it was two people here who did this. Again, please, Sagittarius, only take the messages as they resonate. So somebody could be getting a major tower moment, and they could be like a little stressed out, right, because of their role in the situation. Could be a man, individual, right? See the child on this card. Um, trying to block somebody's money, trying to block their, trying to block them from um, receiving money. But I feel like it was their plan was a divine, because the divine's stepping in here and somebody's getting, see how that crown is getting knocked off? Divine stepping in and giving somebody a divine smackdown here for thinking that they are above the divine, because I feel like that's who this person was. Somebody around you thought they were above the divine, and now they're all stressed out. Nine of Wands, the Magician. The Nine of Wands talks about that wounded warrior, right? The one who gets knocked down and picks herself back up, right? And when she picks herself back up and dusts herself off, she gains inspiration from that knockdown, right? She gains that inspiration. And through that inspiration, she realizes, oh, well, there's another tool in my tool shed. Something about the past. This could be a past life individual. Let's pull a card for Two of Cups and Isolated. Look at this. Sagittarius. For some of you, you had the divine stepping in and blocking somebody, because you could have had a couple who are very envious of you, very jealous of you, because every time they knocked you down, right, you got back up. They could not keep you down. They could not keep you isolated. And it's like every time they knocked you down, back up, you release something, you learn something, you change something. With the Temperance card coming through here, you definitely have divine intervention, especially with the Tower. Divine intervention is happening here. Somebody could have been spiritually attacking you. Somebody, there could be somebody who's on the defense here, that may be unwilling to change, unwilling to release something. We have a tuxedo here, but there's no body in it. So this could be a hidden enemy for some of you. The Seven of Wands, you can see she has 3 wands on one side, 3 wands on the other. This talks about focus, right? Or an opportunity. Somebody has been focusing and waiting for some sort of an opportunity, right? But here you are coming through with that crown chakra, right? In that purple energy. This is crown chakra card. We have the full moon in Sagittarius coming at the end of on May 31st. That could be significant. So here we are with the Temperance card, which talks about healing, right? Healing. Be willing to release the outcome, divine timing. Be willing to change, right? Change how you're viewing divine timing. Change, see how all of your seeds are planted. So you definitely have an angel coming through here who is protecting somebody, who is protecting somebody's seeds. And they're letting you know that I love you, right? I love you. You are not in isolation. Regardless of what these people tried to do to you, you are not in isolation. I am around you. I am protecting you. You need to stay balanced. You need to stay tempered. Don't get over emotional, right? But don't go barren, because if you go barren with you dry out. If you water your seed with dry emotions, the seed's never going to grow. So you need to stay in that state of balance with the Two of Cups here. Stay in that state of balance. Temper your water and your fire energy. And that's what the temperance talks about. Balance between your inspiration and how you water that seed. 2 and a 7 is a 9. 999 can be significant. 777 could be significant. Nine of Wands. This is that wounded warrior energy. Again, the Magician. So we got a lot of sacral chakra here. You need to trust your intuition. It's very, very important. You need to keep your throat chakra open. You need to express gratitude, have an attitude of gratitude. You definitely need to stay in balance. I feel like you're going through a healing process here. I feel like that you're in this cocoon. You're going through a healing process here. And you're gonna see, I'm seeing this little girl, right? You are somebody who has learned to live limited means. You are somebody who has learned to budget your money. You may have been somebody who, you live on a limited means and you've learned to live paycheck to paycheck, but living paycheck to paycheck, you've also learned how to save and spend in a very balanced way. Like, in other words, not shop for excessive items. Like, for instance, you know, um only get what you need, right? You only get what you need in your household. You don't buy unnecessary pretty shiny things, right? Because the pretty shiny things usually lose their luster. So you live a very non-materialistic life. You live to pay your bills, to get just what you need. And that's basically what you're doing here, is what I feel. And you're letting go of that limited mindset, which is attracting things to you. Alrighty. So beautiful energy, because you know what it feels like to have to live to paycheck, right? You know what it feels like to be broken, knocked down, and complacent. You know what that feels like. You learned a lot of things over the years. 999 is very significant here. Right? You've learned not to live beyond your means with the Magician card. You've learned that, you know what, the littlest things is enough for me. Like living that simple life, right? Because the Magician card talks about having everything you need within you, right? You already have everything you need. Why do you want to run out and buy something shiny and new when it's just going to sit on a shelf and collect dust, right? So I do think there is something manifesting very quickly here. I do. You do have some sort of an idea. You need to plant that seed and be willing to let go of how this seed grows, how this seed pops up out of the earth. You also need to wait before you pick that fruit off of that. You need to wait and allow the fruit to ripen, is what I feel. You need to wait and allow that fruit to ripen, because picking it too early will be sour. So that's why you get the 8 of coins in reverse. Keep working, putting your time, your energy, and focus on what you want to manifest into your life, right? Keep working on that. Keep working, saving money. Keep working on, understanding that you already have everything you need, right? And this other low vibrational individual is going to get a divine smackdown because they're going to realize, okay, well, I did have a God complex, but, hello, I'm not above the divine. So somebody could have had some sort, like I said, of an evil attachment, which could it be like an attachment to materialism, attachment to codependency, attachment to some sort of an addiction, right? Depending, I'm talking to different people here. So that old building of that structure, right, is collapsing. It's getting purified. All right, let's get some chakra love here for Sagittarius. Okay, so heart chakra, rose quartz. This is a piece of rose quartz. This is a rough piece. I do have a polished piece, but I don't have it out. So heart chakra, self-love. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. So somebody is very self-centered here. Like I said, somebody has a God complex. And then sacral chakra, tiger's eye. This is a piece of tiger's eye. This is good for protection. Passion, turn your fear of change into excitement for change. And that's what this card talks about, change. For my high vibing Sages, there is something changing. You're coming into that state of balance. You're learning to trust in divine timing. You're learning to trust that you are connected to the divine, right? You are learning to place boundaries. You are learning to protect your crown chakra. You are learning to break free of that um, ego mindset, right? Ego mindset that has limited you, right? Starting to speak more positive vibrations out into the world. So the only illusion is separation, blue lace, agate, amethyst, and new jade, unity. So, right, breaking out of that illusion of feeling isolated, alone, alienated. So blue lace, this is blue lace agate. This is a piece of amethyst. Amethyst is good for transmuting toxic emotions, and I don't have jade. But yeah, there you go. All right, and then speak your truth. Heart, right? It's the only thing worth listening to. Yeah, because something is manifesting. Something is coming in perfect timing. All right, there you go. That is your message, Sagittarius. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. May all his hopes and dreams come true.